Samlokugrills, samloku.
Holy moly! Fallegt. Öss. Geggjað.
Allir.
Hvað þetta? Hundar? Núna er lögreglu komið.
Eða allir.
Það kann ekki reyna að stóð tóndir. Fimmtán. Þá er það par, 15 bröður. 30.
Það kemur ekki lengur.
Já. Þetta var...
Sjúkinn. Það er góður.
Já. Fýt bolti. Jesus Christ.
Flottur Ali.
Já, og svo bara á pinnan með þetta.
Ég mær ekki.
Það er svo fastur.
Fallegt. Þetta beauty maður.
Yes! Níu.
Ótrúlega gott.
Það er Sigurður.
Hvernig getur þið saman það? Ég er með hring.
Þú veist að fá kartöflur.
Það var mjög góður, þessi skalla.
Það var eiginlega betur, mjög betur en kjötið.
Örfiskili, já, ég samanlega. Ég samanlega.
Það kjöt var ekki nógu eftirminnilegt.
Nei.
Já, þetta er því.
But the real arrival was in 47 AD, or 42 AD I should say, and that was under Emperor Nero. That was the first arrival of the Romans in Britain. Now, they did take most of England, they colonised most of England. There were, I think, 4 legions, which is something like 40,000 Stuart Tartan, and call myself a member of the Stuart clan. Although today, I've got a Gordon kilt on. This is dress Gordon. But I'm going to show you. 5,000 years ago, people would live out on the water. Now the way they do that is they cut down trees, take them out, sink them into the mud in a circle, and they put a beam across the top and they screw them into the mud, and they put them in a circle, and then they build a platform on top of that in a circle as well, and a big circular house. It would be for an extended family, maybe 20 or 30 people, and the animals, all living in this big house on the water.
Morning.
Now, what you do if you live on a canal with your rubbish is you throw it into the loch. So animal bones, old meat, any of that. There's a hole in the floor for the toilet, so that goes into the loch as well. So after a period of time, the wood that this is constructed of begins to rot. So what do? You just leave it and move away and build one somewhere else. So you've left all this crap in the water behind you. And over a period of time, it solidifies. Plants begin to grow on it, you know, birds drop seeds, etc. on it, and plants begin to grow. So this is a man-made island called a crannog. Now there are about 900 of these across all of the lochs in Scotland. And if we go down round the back of this gentleman here, you'll see a drop. Filming badge, your scout filming badge. This is Luss Parish Church, built by Sir James Cahoon in about 1832, but built on top of an older church that was here before that, and maybe even an older one that was before that one. Now, when they were building this, preparing the foundations, they found this. This is known as the Hog's Back Stone, and it's a Viking burial stone, yeah, in the shape of an upturned longship. And this is proof that they came this far onto the land to set up farming settlements and to take away slaves to various other parts of their kind of empire at that time as well. And of course, from Scotland, they went across the North Atlantic and they went to America, you know. So this is evidence of Viking habitation in Scotland, the Hog's Back burial stone. But these crossed bones donated that someone had died of plague. There was supposed to be a plague death. You got a skull and crossbones on a grave that someone had died of plague. No name, just are the 14th century church. These are the walls of the church that was here before this one. About what 3 feet thick, and made of that piled slate as well. No cement holding it together. It's known as dry stone construction. No cement or mortar holding them together. And these are the 14th century walls of the church that was here before that one. Up from Glasgow up to Fort William, whereas we'll go to the distillery in Fort William at lunchtime. 96 miles long, a walkway called the West Highland Way. So when the road stops on that side, the pathway continues for hikers. And people come from all over the world to do that 96-mile walk from Glasgow to Fort William, or in the other direction. And it goes up over all, through mountains and glens and all sorts of places. The bonus of living in a place like this. You can live in the city, you can be everywhere in half an hour. When James himself tries to come back to the country, get the armies together and put himself back on the throne. That it fails, and the man killed in 1692. The second one is Prince Edward Stuart, James's son, who comes back in 1715 and tries to establish himself as Catholic King. That fails as well. And then we get to 1745, and by this time St George on the throne of England is settled in Mary, and Bonnie Prince Charlie, the famous one, comes back in 1745. He's grown up in Italy. He's the grandson of James II. And he comes back, he comes to Loch Shield, brings the armies together, and tries to in the throne again of the Catholic Kings. Now, 3 mountains to the left-hand side now, and these are known as the Three Sisters. and they are supposedly, they've got Gaelic names. I can't pronounce the Gaelic names, unfortunately, but each of these mountains has a Gaelic name, and they're supposed to be named after 3 of the daughters of the MacDonalds who escaped into the mountains during the massacre, but then died later of exposure. So these 3 mountains are named after the 3 sisters, and they're still called the 3 sisters to this day. Back and forth across this stretch of Loch Leven, and the ferry is still in existence. Actually, it's now doing a little journey between Glenelg and the Isle of Skye further up, and it's the only turntable ferry still in existence anywhere in the world and still in operation.
Now, can everybody hear me okay? Yep. Yeah? Perfect. So, Bennevis Distillery was founded in 1825, almost 200 years ago, making this one of Scotland's oldest working distilleries. And we were founded by a local gentleman. Now, what we are trying to do in the mashing stage is extract all of that maltose sugar from the barley. Now, with this one, put your hand inside, take it. You're just seeing all the movement you can see that naturally fermenting away. Of bourbon and sherry casks is unpeated. So
So it was opened, it was unveiled in 1952 by Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. The Queen's mother, do you remember her? You remember her now?
Yeah.
The mother of the...
He remembers.
You remember? I don't care. Yeah, the water's very calm today.
Is this water or sea?
Oh, this is water. This is landlocked. This is fresh water. Only connected by those man-made pieces of canal that I was telling you about. In fact, we'll see an example of it at the top of this top. I'll show you what I mean exactly. Dig out to the... Loch Garry, I told you, was a loch anyway, but they built a dam and made it a reservoir, so the water level rose. And when the water level rose, it formed the map of Scotland. Okay.
Beautiful.
So it's Loch Garry, Scotland's Loch, they call it now, because it's in the shape of the map of Scotland. The flooding created the shape of the map.
Nature, Mother Nature.
Mother Nature. Well, the little hand from man, you know. But that's Scotland's Loch, Loch Garry.
over edge. Coming.
Það er stýttur kjöða á það líka. Þeir eru að spila saman. Það er alltaf
Jóali. Jóali.
Það er stýttur kjöða á það. Getur búin í.
Það er stýrt.
To see who wanted to build it, and they said that whatever company did build it, they would have the rights to charge a toll to pay for the building of it after it had been completed. So I can't remember the name of the company, but that happened, and it was supposed to cost £15 million to build the bridge. It ended up costing £28 million, and to recoup their money, the company that built it put extortionate toll fees on the bridge. The Gurkha regiment of the British Army, and Nepalese, the best, and it's one of, you know, it's the real peaty, smoky kind of taste.
Það sem þeir eru að nota fyrir vjóðsvarsmunni.
Were one of the main clans in the islands area. The other one were the MacLeods, the MacLeod of MacLeod, and up at the top end of the island, if we've got time, we'll scoot by Dunvegan Castle, which is still the home of the MacLeods of Skye. So those are the two major clans on Skye. Now they've fought for generations. They fought over possession of Skye. MacDonald's in the south and the MacLeods in the north. And it said they got so tired of all the bloodshed and the killing that one day the chief of the MacLeods said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to have a race, and the winner of that race will determine who gets ownership of the island. Yeah? Svörtu Íslands.
Farið.
Were invited by the MacLeods to dinner, and just to show off a little, the clan chief of the MacLeods set a dinner table up on top of the mountain, and he led the MacDonalds right up to the top and said, this is where we're having dinner. but the McDonald's looked and said there was only enough seats for the McLeods. And then McDonald's said, well, where are we going to sit? They said, oh, you're on the next mountain. There you are, sir.
Okay.
No, that's fine, that's fine. You keep that. You keep that.
Thanks very much, thank you.
No problem.
I think that we can manage.
I'm sure you'll manage.
The story really about the song is there's a young lad from a place 12 miles away in Borry, and he had an affection of where I was to his girlfriend. He had an wagon, and he could only go to see her every so often because the days before bicycles he had to walk. And he had to walk to see her, and then of course he had to walk back back in the moor to make his way one way back home. And the story goes, it's like this: ho vans na ho van ho vans na here ho vans na ho van ho me shaluma vorak Kallen jag så hugg mig våg elen skjärnägg vår elen chillens na here och Moe me mavo. This way I ask you to join in. Ho and ho and ho, ho and a he and ho, ho and a ho and
Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Very much. That.
Next, fish and chips. 2, 3,
Macaroni. Now, how was lunch? Was it okay? And you won't forget it in a hurry. Thanks! Food! Excellent! Bring it on, bring it on. It was a nice boat. What are you going over there for? All right. are a lot alike, only you're all bigger. Nothing coming up now, just all going down. You can go and have a wee look. But as I said, bear in mind it can be quite slimy down on the rocks, so just...
Maybe that one.
Slightly different geology here because you've got all these basalt pillars on the cliff face. Now what does it resemble?
Það bregst að spurningu sem er þetta.
Já, það er hérna sem að
Yeah.
Go left. Go left. Left.
You have all the time in the world for that, but don't expect me to be... still in China. Yeah. Actually, there isn't, but it doesn't matter. No, but that's the first mention, round about 613, is the first mention of a monster in the deep. 1933 is when this road was built around the loch. Up until then it was a very rough cart track around the loch, and if you were travelling up and down you would do it by boat. In 1933 when this road was built, and it was in that year that the first sighting in modern times occurred. There was a young couple driving along here at twilight, and a large, slimy, green and black object, they called it, pulled itself across the road in front of them and disappeared into the water. And that's the first sighting in modern times. Since then, there have been hundreds, if not thousands, of sightings. Some of them unexplained, and some of them debunked. The most famous one is probably the one that looks like that. It's called the surgeon's photograph.
Yeah.
But it's been disproved. It was a fake. People spend their entire lives searching for the monsters. There's a scientist called Adrian Shine who has created the Loch Ness exhibition a bit further along the loch. And he's been here since the 1960s. He's a very old man now. Huge, long white beard and long white hair. And he built his own submarine and went down into the loch to look for the monster. Hasn't been able to find it. And he spent his whole life here looking for the monster. And if you go to his exhibition, he explains the geology of the surrounding countryside in detail. It explains what life there is in the loch, because strangely enough, there are no fish of any decent size. There are only small plankton-sized beings in the fish in the loch, like shrimps, like tiny shrimps, etc. And only very small fish, but no fish of any size. Now, some people will say that that's because Nessie has eaten them all by now, and others say it's because of all of the silt that pours down from the mountains, and the rivers that feed the loch bring a lot of silt, and so it's because it's deep, it's also very cloudy water. So there's not much hope of fish life prospering down there. Relatives. There you go, there's the touch of Polish shop there. Not necessarily all on the Scottish or Jacobite side. Some of the clans fought on the English side as well. It was very mixed. Bricks that are standing away from the wall represents a number of bodies that fell from each clan. Yeah. So it represents a number of deaths from each clan that took part.
Jesus.
No, the Jacobites are destroying things as they behind them to try and leave nothing for the advancing army, but they're following them up country anyway. You've got about 7,000 men. By the time they get here, the Scots are exhausted, the Jacobites are exhausted, and the English are ready to meet them here on the 26th of April 1746. Now, the red flags here on this side are where the English forces were lined up. And way at the other side of the field, you'll see other flagpoles, and there's blue flags flying on. You can't see them today, but that's the flagpoles. You can see the flagpoles right across the. So that's where the Scottish forces would be lined up, because a pitched battle was an agreed battle. They would meet on the field, and they would have agreed a date, basically. Say, okay, we're going to meet on that day, and we'll begin at that time. So yes, so they reckon that there would be more than one person buried in there. This could be for repeat burials, right? So you could open the door and another body could be placed in, and the door could be sealed up again. And it also it was built up, and it would have a turf on the roof and a hole in the centre as well. And it was this doorway and the hole in the centre were perfectly aligned with star constellations as well. And the winter solstice, at one time when the sun is setting over in the west there, it would shine right up that alleyway, right up that doorway, and hit the back wall. So it was perfectly positioned then. It's not perfectly positioned anymore because everything has changed in the sky over a period of 3,000 years, you know. So eventually it'll all maybe move back round again, and that'll be in perfect alignment, but at the moment it's not. But at every single site, there's at least one of these stones with these markings in. And they reckon that it's quite possibly a constellation. Stating the date and time that this was put in place. And at every site across the country, there's always one stone with these markings on. See it? And they're all different. In every location, they're all different.
Okay.
It's not the same stone every time, you know, it's a different pattern every time. See? Down here as well.
Okay.
So that's the Clava Cairns burial cairns.
It's a team in on.
Yeah.
They've got kitchens, and they've got places where they kept their fish, and it's fascinating. But they're 5,000 years old, you know. So, yeah, our history goes back that far, at least. Shut your face. When the Braveheart movie came out, there was a resurgence in interest in William Wallace. So the people of Stirling, the council mayor and all that, said, we're going to build a new statue of William Wallace and put it in the town. They had one already, but it was quite old, so they wanted a new one of William Wallace. So they commissioned this artist to make a statue of William Wallace. And he goes away for 6 months and he works on the statue in secret. And they have a big unveiling day. And the pipe band is there and the mayor is there with his fancy chain on. and there's pipers and all sorts of things, and they take the cover off the statue and it looks exactly like Mel Gibson. And they have to take it down again because the people in the town go crazy. They say, you can't have Mel Gibson standing in the middle of the town calling himself William Wallace.
Yeah.
He was about 1.5 feet shorter than William Wallace for a start off.
Takk fyrir þetta.
Yeah.